Hello and welcome to another update video. In this video I'd like to cover Terra Luna. I was asked by one of our channel members to do it, and I said for channel members I prioritize these requests, which is why I cover Terra Luna in this video. I'm not invested in Terra Luna, but I still do a technical analysis update because I know there are also a few people waiting for it. What we can see here, first of all, we start with where we are on the daily chart. Prices come from Binance, Luna, US dollar, and we're currently trading at $38.5. We've made a 1.78% gain in the last 24 hours, and the 52-week range high is at $46. And today we've come up actually to $38.6 as the high today. And we can see that we are actually trading in an uptrend. And I've put the Fibonacci extension and retracement levels on the chart first. I'm going to remove them in a minute, but that we get an understanding of where we are. We've obviously come all the way up to $46 in September. And if we just zoom out a little bit, we can see that we didn't really do a high in April, May this year, which, I mean, we made a high, but we've made a higher high now recently. So it really performed extraordinarily well compared to some other cryptocurrencies now in the second leg of the bull run. And, we made a high here of, just mentioned it, what was it, $46. And since then, we've obviously come down as well, but we're actually still in an overall uptrend. We haven't really seen that degree of a retracement that we've seen with other cryptocurrencies. However, we need to be a bit careful here. It's very overheated, and we're going to take a closer look at that. But from the high, we came back all the way down to the 0.5. No, we actually came down. That was before we marked the high. We found support here, first of all, at the 50-day moving average. You can clearly see it if I zoom in. We found exact support at the 50-day moving average, which is also a reason why I generally really like to use the 50-day moving average. It's a really good support level, works in many markets, and it really works very well as support and resistance level, and is always a good indication. But here it worked as support level, and also that was exactly when the 50-day moving average was at the value of the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level at 19.95, so pretty much $20. That was the 0.618, the golden ratio, golden pocket, very important retracement level that we always refer to. And after the high, we came down again, but we only came down to the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, so not that far. And after that, we made another high, but a lower high actually. So we made a lower high and a higher low, came down to that trend line, and again very close to the 50-day moving average. We didn't come down to that Fibonacci retracement level at $30, which is the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level. And currently, we've made then a new high. It's a little bit of a lower high again, unfortunately, but also a higher low. And we're currently trading above the 0.214 Fibonacci retracement level at $37. So we're climbing the ladder up and getting support at these Fibonacci levels. And I'm going to take them out because these white lines can be a bit disturbing now that you know where we are. We can also put an ascending trend line on here, which can be very helpful as well to determine where the price could be heading and what level we shouldn't really drop below. So, you can very clearly add that trend line here. And yes, there was an attempted breakout to the downside, but we recovered very quickly, which tells me there is a lot of buyer support actually. What we just need to be careful of, obviously we've made higher highs and higher highs and higher highs. Here, it was a bit of a first heads up when we dropped down to that 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. And, we then made a new high, but again, another strong retracement, by the sellers pushing the price down very much. And you can also see that here we are actually not really making higher highs anymore at the moment. So we're moving some sort of into the apex of that triangle. It's not really you can add a horizontal support line, a resistance line here as well, but it's really a slightly descending resistance line and an ascending support line, really bringing us into this triangle. And an ascending triangle like that, you could call it a bullish pennant, or it's just a triangle formation and ascending a symmetrical triangle trend continuation pattern, which is a trend continuation pattern. And we are clearly in an uptrend at the moment. We are trading above the 200, trading above the 50-day moving average. And We had a lot of buyer support down here, so a lot of things telling us, you know, that we're really coiling up for something nice. I mean, it's not guaranteed to break to the upside. I always have to say that. That is why, and again, I can't recommend anything, but a lot of traders normally wait until a breakout happens before they trade. And again, it depends so much on your strategy. That's why I can't really give any financial advice. I'm not legally not allowed to, and I can't, because some people, you know, maybe some people like to wait for the breakout. Some people just dollar cost average, you know, just want to know where we are in a trend. And currently, you know, this is all looking good from a trend point of view. We are in an uptrend. We are not in the overbought area anymore. We need to be careful because we've made a bullish, we had a bullish, a bearish divergence here. But that is pretty much over now, because, you know, we had a bearish divergence from that wave here to that wave where we made new highs, but we already saw the RSI dropping. But that's over now. Yes, the RSI is dropping, but the price action is dropping as well, which is why it's not really a bearish divergence anymore. It's just following the price action. So that's not an issue anymore. So we've come out of that overheated area really on the daily. We've made a lot of gains, but from a structural point of view on the chart, it's not looking too bad actually. You know, if we just take a look here at the indicators as well, we are above the 50 on the RSI, on the MACD here as well. I'm going to show you something very nice in a minute. We're above the 0 line on the MACD. We just seem to make another, you know, we've come all the way from up here and we've sticked above the 0 line of the MACD, and we also seem to make a trend reversal here, potentially getting to the upside again, make another bullish cross here. We are technically on the ADX in a range market at the moment. You can see that we are moving sideways a little bit at the moment in this overall uptrend because the ADX is below 20. So that just tells us we need to wait. We should wait really for a breakout if we are interested in a trend trade. So that could happen soon when we break out of this apex of the triangle. Looking at the target, can I give you a target? Well, I think we need to take a look at when this triangle started, which was here. That's when the triangle started, and we take that height of the triangle, add it to the possible breakout point here, the apex, but it all depends on when the breakout is. But let's assume it will be here at the apex, then that could take us to nearly $60 or pretty much $57, $58. That would be a target here for the breakout of that triangle. If we break up, if we break down, that could take us to $20, right? Which, if I remember correctly, was one of the Fibonacci retracement levels. And it also is, you can see that here, a key support level here, because we had a lot of demand at this point when we dropped here on the, I think it was the 7th of September down to that 50-day moving average. Yeah, it was the 7th. So that works very, very well. So just remember these. To the lower side, we have the $20. To the upside, we had $58, $57, $58. That is what we can expect here if the breakout is going to happen. And what I want to show you is actually very well visible on the 4-hour chart, is something like a very clear head and shoulders forming here, but an inverse head and shoulders. So a bullish pattern, yeah. So on the 4-hour chart, what you can actually draw here is a very well-defined neckline of a inverse or reverse, doesn't matter, head and shoulders, where we have the left shoulder here, the head here, and well, actually two shoulder formations, but it doesn't matter. So you have a shoulder here on the right hand side, and if that breaks to the upside, we can just define another target. So let's take a look what happens then if we do that. Maybe we get to the same target. Let's just see if that gives us the same target. And so taking that into account, that we've got that bullish pattern here together with that trend continuation pattern of that triangle together with the overall uptrend, it just puts it into a very positive position. So if we just say that breaks that neckline, that price target for that would be around $54, $55. So that is sort of the minimum I think we could expect if that breaks to the upside. And let's just assume the triangle doesn't break here, so we've got a break of that head and shoulders, and it will break somewhere here. You just need to move that target alongside a little bit. It all depends then. But looking at the head and shoulders, if really that head and shoulders breaks, and then push through that the triangle, you know, you've got the target levels now. I think certainly 55 should be achievable here. And on the 4-hour chart, what we can see, yes, also in the bullish range here on the RSI, and the MACD is also above the 0 line, just making a little bit of a bearish cross here. And on the ADX also, but we are in a sideways market also on the 4-hour chart, and you can clearly see that we're just moving sideways at the moment. But we've held so far above this ascending trend line. There were a few attempts to break to the downside, but they were not successful. And you know, structurally this looks really strong, I think. And we've got that inverse head and shoulder, which is a bullish pattern. We've got that trend continuation pattern as well, which is the triangle. So, you know, it looks really good, to be honest. And if you want me to update you going forward on the Luna chart, then let me know in the video description. I obviously also need to see, you know, how are the views. You know, if a video only gets like 200 views, it's probably not worth it, also from a time perspective. But I did say I prioritize these requests for channel members, so yeah, that's why I do these also a little bit of a service to the channel members who support, who do give the little bit of an extra of support for the channel. So hopefully you liked the video. If you did, please smash the like button, and if you want to follow me on this crypto journey, then please subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.